loaded firearm. We recovered a backpack full of fireworks and explosives, and we recovered other items that I believe were there for the sole purpose of being used as either weapons or being used to vandalize and destroy property.
He says he shares the emotions surrounding George Floyd's death and respects people's right to protest peacefully, but police will be out in force again after 8 p.m. to protect people and property. In San Francisco, Kathy Novak, Kcbs.
Meantime, several other Bay Area cities have also announced curfews. Now, San Jose's is in effect for the next 6 days from 8:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. Santa Clara from 8:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. until further notice. Walnut Creek from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. through next Monday. Hayward from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. through next Monday as well. And San Leandro from 6 p.m. to 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Well, speaking of Walnut Creek, the Walnut Creek Police Department is asking everyone to avoid the downtown area today. The department says it's learned that several protests have been planned. It's also spotted social media posts calling for violence and looting. The department suggests businesses around downtown close for the day and remove items that could be used to break windows or cause damage. KCBS's Megan Goldsby is heading to Walnut Creek. We will be hearing from her later this afternoon. Well, a 2.5-hour midday Black Lives Matter demonstration was filled with dancing, powerful words, prayer, and even silence as the crowd of 1,000 took a knee. KCBS's Margie Schaefer reports from the steps of San Francisco City Hall. Margie?
Patty, such a contrast to the broken windows and rioting of recent nights. Dancing and united in the streets in front of San Francisco City Hall, the message was delivered in a peaceful way that people are upset about the death of George Floyd and the deaths of other black people by law enforcement. Mayor London Breed first took a knee for a moment of silence with the crowd and then a warning to people who are distorting the narrative.
But for those of you who are using this movement as a way to push violence, to go after other black people, to tear us down, we will not tolerate that. Don't get it twisted. I am the mayor, but I'm a black woman first.
Actor Jamie Foxx also taking to the podium wearing a black hoodie with the words, "Busy making my ancestors proud." And even after protests die down, he warns work will need to be done.
And what I want to say about my Hollywood friends, you got to get out here. You got to come out here. You can't sit back. You can't tweet. You can't text. You got to get out here.
People lined the steps of City Hall with posters featuring the pictures of black men and women who have died at the hands of police. Free masks were handed out for those without during this COVID-19 pandemic. Reporting live at San Francisco City Hall, Margie Schaefer, KCBS.
On to the hour's first check of KCBS traffic. It's a 2:08. Let's say good afternoon to Kim Vestal. Hello, Kim.
Well, greetings, Jeff and Patty. Here we go. A quiet start to afternoon traffic all around the Bay Area. This update is brought to you by the California Highway Patrol. Motorcycle safety program will start in the South Bay. Freeways overall look great, even Highway 17 between Los Gatos and Santa Cruz County. No delays up and over the summit, northbound or southbound. No road work to slow you down this afternoon. And the Chilton Auto Body collision cam did spot a stall on southbound 85. Northbound on the Fremont Avenue off-ramp, so watch out for a car conked out there, probably waiting for a tow truck. And no delays up and down the Nimitz Freeway in the East Bay. There is some road work, maybe a bit of a backup here, northbound 880 through Union City approaching Whipple Road. No delays in the southbound direction, and the Sunol grade looks great. And we do have some BART service changes because of protest activity. For example, Contra Costa County Connection bus service is going to be suspended at Walnut Creek for the remainder of the day, and the Post Street entrance at Montgomery in San Francisco is closed at this time. We'll keep you posted, and we're also tweeting updates if you follow us at KCBS AM/FM Traffic. As we all start to get back on the road again, now is the perfect time to think about taking a California motorcyclist safety course. Whether it's your first time on a motorcycle or you've ridden before, anyone can benefit from learning the latest skills and techniques. So visit CaliforniaMotorcyclist.com to learn more. Next update at 2:18 on the traffic. traffic leader, KCBS.
Really nice looking day. Hazy sunshine inland and around the bay, partly sunny at the coast. Upper 70s, low 80s, inland, mid 60s, low 70s near the bay. But boy, we need to talk about tomorrow. It's going to get hot. Mid to upper 90s inland, upper 70s to mid 80s by the bay, and low 70s at the coast. Traffic and weather together on KCBS.
If you own a business, apartment building, or run an HOA, don't let termites put you out of business. Hi, Joe Starkey here. My friends at Pacific Coast Termite have treated over 50,000 commercial businesses and homes, including mine, and they can help you too. Their service professionals are uniformed, clean, and polite, and provide a 2-year guarantee on all their work. If you call now, you get a free inspection plus 10% off any termite treatment you may need. Call 1-800-PACIFIC. That's 1-800-722-4342. Pacific Coast Termite uses Orange Oil Plus, so you and your pets can stay in your home and your business stays open. No costly tenting or fumigation to force you to bag your food. No need to move out. Pacific Coast Termite is a trusted company, and they've been with KCBS for many years, and they're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. If you call now, you get 10% off termite treatments. Oh, have you noticed rodents? Oh, yikes. We did, and Pacific Coast Termite took care of that problem, too. Call them like I did. 1-800-PACIFIC. That's 800-722-4342 or PacificCoastTermite.com.
Get ahead this summer and prep for fall at Futures Academy with live one student, one teacher virtual classrooms. Master math, succeed in science, love foreign languages, and enjoy small group summer camps, all from the safety of your home. Futures Academy is an accredited private school for grades 6 through 12, offering on-campus and online learning. Schedule a virtual campus tour today. Enroll now for summer school or summer camp and save 15%. Go to futures.edu. That's futures.edu. Futures.edu.
This is Chris, Jack, and Audrey Dolan of the Dolan Law Firm.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Dad. What makes you think that you can say you're the best personal injury law firm?
Well, Audrey, the Dolan Law Firm has been designated as the best personal injury law firm in San Francisco by the Examiner and the Weekly, amongst the best personal injury law firms in the nation by U.S. News and World Report, and I was chosen as one of the top personal injury lawyers in all of California by the Daily Journal. I can say confidently, the Dolan Law Firm, we're the best lawyers we hope you'll never need. DolanLawFirm.com.
KCBS News Time 2:12. Our Newswatch continues.
As both urban and suburban Bay Area cities impose curfews to stem the growing tide of looting and vandalism, Oakland is being extra cautious before following suit. KCBS reporter Holly Kwan talked with the mayor, who says that even after a third night of lawlessness, a curfew could do more damage than it prevents.
Sunday night's looting hit businesses in low-income neighborhoods already reeling from the virus. Now comes the violence. Chains like CVS and O'Reilly Auto Parts may be insured for lost product, but what about the locals who need these jobs? Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf says they're already getting mutual aid from other parts of the state. A curfew, while still under consideration, is more than just a go-home order.
We must be mindful of its historical context, especially in this moment. Curfews have been used in the past by governments as a tool of oppression and of racial bias. And so it would be with that knowledge of the historical context that we would, if the conditions and the intelligence warrant it, be declaring anything like that in Oakland.
She's not asked for the National Guard, but its arrival in other local cities may free up more mutual aid to be deployed in her city. In Oakland, Holly Kwan, KCBS.
KCBS News Time 2:13. We're going to have sports in about a minute.
You may have heard a lot of talk about the extreme volatility in the stock market during this pandemic. It's true. We're living in unprecedented times. That's also true. What is not true, however, is that the market's volatility is anything new or different. Volatility is normal. It's a constant in the financial markets. As an investment advisor with 35 years of experience, I've helped my clients mitigate the adverse effects of volatility. I'm John Gardner, founder of Blackhawk Wealth Advisors, an independent, unbiased investment advisory firm. I'm often asked, how's the market doing? A better question is, how's your strategic investment plan doing? You need a real, diversified, strategic, risk-reducing investment plan to meet your long-term investment needs and goals. And that's where we can help.
Get your plan started today. Call now, 888-985-PLAN. That's 888-985-PLAN. Call 888-985-PLAN for your free investment plan consultation. Blackhawk Wealth Advisors. Certified, experienced, disciplined. Call now, 888-985-PLAN.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now when they matter most. mortgage rates are near historic lows. So when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Coming up on Kcbs, universities researching how to bring students back to campus amid a pandemic, but will the lesson be learned in time for the fall semester? Kcbs News Time, 2:15.
It's sports time as we say hello to Kevin the Rat checking in for a Monday afternoon. Kev, we heard from Michael Jordan over the weekend, and we're starting to hear from a lot of pro athletes about racial injustice today.
Yeah, we sure are. Celtics forward Jaylen Brown, how about that? The Cal star drove 15 hours from Boston to his hometown of Marietta, Georgia, to lead a peaceful protest. Udonis Haslem of the Miami Heat, Malcolm Brogdon, the Milwaukee Bucks were in the streets. You mentioned Jordan. He lent his voice, saying he is saddened and angry, says he stands with those who are calling out the ingrained racism and violence toward people of color in our country, and, quote, we have had enough. New York Mets star Pete Alonso is the latest high-profile athlete to speak out. He said on Instagram, for the past couple of days, I've struggled to wrap my mind around what's happening. I have a voice, and I will not remain silent. My heart has been broken over the murder of George Floyd. I will never know what it feels like to be discriminated against because of the color of my skin. Alonso went on to say, to anyone who faces this type of discrimination, I will fight for you and be an ally. I will always stand with you. The 25-year-old Alonso was the National League Rookie of the Year last season. The first baseman led the majors with 53 home runs, a record for rookies. The Warriors are now permitted to open up their practice facility for individual workouts. In fact, they did so today. One of the last NBA teams to be allowed back. First workouts on the hardwood there in 2.5 months. So 5 players showed up, and we're getting late word here just now from Jeff Passan of ESPN that the Major League Baseball owners will try and offer a shorter season than the players offered. That was 114 games from the players, and will honor the prorated portion of their salaries. We'll have more on that coming up next time. At the sports desk, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
Your employees and customers have new expectations when it comes to cleanliness. Cintas has the products and services you need to feel prepared. A trained Cintas technician can apply disinfectant and sanitizer spray to common surfaces. And we'll keep you well stocked with gloves, face masks, hand sanitizer, and disinfectant wipes. Professional
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Before we get to that 6-day forecast, we've got traffic troubles in San Francisco you should know about. Here's Kim.
We do. Just getting word of an accident on 280 in San Francisco, Jeff. This update is brought to you by DuckDuckGo Privacy. And that crash is on 280 northbound, just south of Mission Street. The cars involved did make it to the right-hand shoulder, so no lanes blocked right now. Minor backup, if that. No other delays to speak of in San Francisco. Even your ride to the Golden Gate Bridge manageable. No delays in either direction on 101. it's starting to bog down a bit eastbound on the Interstate 80 Skyway, and I see some brake lights on the lower deck approaching the island, so I'll keep an eye on that. Speaking of bridges, we do have a car with a flat tire on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, westbound direction. Before you get to mid-span, the right lane is blocked there. Good 680-24, a crowd of people, undetermined number on the move, with a police department monitoring the situation 5 minutes ago, reportedly on Carmel Drive, which is near Civic Park, so we'll keep a watch. On that, also getting word of police activity at the Walmart in Livermore, so we're going to keep a watch on that. Busy afternoon, keeping a watch on all the activity, but freeways overall really are in very good shape if you have.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Thanks for being with us. So you've been looking at all kinds of options across the country. We're interested in what students are having to say about these options relative to what you are finding in your research.
Well, to be quite honest, what students are saying right now is, as far as I can tell, is I want to go back to school. They were dispersed rather suddenly from their campuses in March, and they miss their communities on campus, and they want to be back on campus. The trick is how. How can campuses bring students back without sparking a spread of the coronavirus? And so when I have been reporting, I've been finding that a lot of campuses are hitting on what I call a by Thanksgiving plan. And to explain that briefly, what that means is a university, and I've found several that are doing this, might call its students back early, say in August, maybe even a little earlier in August than they ordinarily would, and then have them stay on campus, not have fall breaks, and finish up by Thanksgiving in person, and go home and not come back. That's the by Thanksgiving plan, and the college authorities hope that might give them a framework for restarting their campuses.
So what do you do about the dorms, right? I mean, how do you make that safe? Social distancing? I mean, is that going to work there?
Oh, there's a lot to work out there. One thing I've discovered is that the dorms and the classrooms and the dining halls, those are three key mixing points on campuses, are really tricky. There are not enough dorm rooms at the typical university or college to give everybody their own room. So I think there's a general assumption that if you're going to open the dorms, you're probably going to have to open up rooms to roommates. And you're probably also going to have space set aside for what's called quarantine dorms. In other words, some extra rooms for students who might test positive or be sick and need to quarantine for a little while in order to ensure that the others aren't infected. That's going to be extremely tricky.
And Nick, quickly before we let you go, do you have a sense at all of potential attrition from the incoming class? In other words, do you think most of the students accepted will go, in fact, if they are able to?
Well, I think there's a hunger to go, but there's a caution, and the caution is this. I think a lot of students don't want to go if it means that it's going to be remote. They don't want to be paying full tuition for a remote experience. And so that's sort of the thing to keep an eye on. If a school is mostly remote, will that draw students in? If it's partly remote, if it's mostly in person, will that be enough? I think that that all those gradations of remote versus in person are the thing that colleges are worried about, because they want students to enroll and they need them to get their tuition dollars.
Nikki Anderson, thank you so much. She is education reporter for The Washington Post. Checking in on Wall Street today, gains for stocks. Here's Jason Brooks.
Retailers have been reeling from the pandemic shutdown, but Gap is seen as a potential winner, although it may do so with fewer stores. A J.P. Morgan analyst note raises Gap's stock rating to neutral from underweight on the basis that its Old Navy chain is well positioned to benefit from disproportionate growth of value retail as a recession-resistant concept, while the San Francisco firm's Athleta brand is a sweet spot of health, wellness, and casual. The client note goes on to say that the COVID-19 crisis will give Gap management a potential catalyst to consider closing Gap and Banana Republic brick-and-mortar locations. Shares in Gap surged higher today by over 11%, a winning session for the stock market to start out June. The Dow gained 91 points to 25,475. The Nasdaq up 62 points to 95.52. The S&P rose 11 points to 30.55. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
Is your business ready to get back to work? Get ready with Blaisdell's business products. Blaisdell's has everything from sanitation products and social distancing solutions to everyday office supplies. Order online and get free next-day delivery to your business or employee's home office. Blaisdell's business products is local, woman-owned, and green certified, serving the Bay Area for over 70 years. Set up your free business account today at blaisdells.com. That's BLAISDELLS.com or call 510-483-3600.
Did you know that treatment for ED has advanced beyond the little blue pill? The newest treatment for men seeking optimal performance is finally available in the Bay Area. From the doctors at ARC Men's Health, Acoustic Wave Energy by Gainswave is the revolutionary medical procedure that treats the real cause of ED. Now you can get off Viagra and be spontaneous again naturally. Treatments are non-invasive, pain-free, and surgery-free. A quick procedure breaks down plaque and blockages, restoring blood flow and reversing ED. If you've got ED or Peyronie's disease, regardless of your age or medical history, call ARC Men's Health to schedule your consultation. ARC is PPE compliant and taking all precautions to keep patients safe. HSA cards are accepted. For information, call ARC Men's Health at 650-407-1168. That's 650-407-1168. Online at arcmenshealth.com. Call now, 650-407-1168.
Our semi-mandatory confinement is now semi-over. Time to venture out into this brave new world. But let's make this like the Gov says, a smart and careful return. That's what the people at European Sleepworks are doing. Oh, they can't wait to get back to making and selling their own mattresses, assembled right here in their own factory from the finest European components. Currently, their expert associates are offering phone consultations to help identify your comfort needs. They also do curbside pickup and everything possible to keep customers and crew safe. Just talking to these people will help you feel more comfortable and confident that it's all going to be okay, and a good night's sleep will soon be yours. Every night. European Sleepworks at the corner of Adeline and Ashby in Berkeley, or online at sleepworks.com. That's sleepworks.com.
Off to the East Bay for the latest installment of KCBS Traffic. Here's Kim.
Well, freeways look pretty good in the Dublin, Pleasanton, Livermore area, but we did follow up on police activity. Evidently, the Target store, the Walmart, and the outlets all barricaded right now, so you'll want to avoid the area. Only cars in the lot are police cars. And a march is scheduled for Emerald Glen Park in Dublin to 580 Doherty Road at 3:30, and police will be closing all the roads in the area, so keep that in mind. Next update at 2:38 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
KCBS Bay Area weather forecast. A lovely day, mostly sunny away from the coast, and temperatures to around normal for this time of year. Upper 70s, low 80s by in the inland valleys. But boy, tomorrow things are going to change. It gets hot again. Mid to upper 90s inland, upper 70s, mid 80s near the bay, and low 70s by the coast. They're going to peak on Wednesday. Inland highs upper 90s to up and over 100. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
T-Mobile and Sprint are joining forces to power your business. We're building a 5G network that will deliver unprecedented reach and reliability and the highest capacity in history. With more coverage and more bandwidth to keep your employees connected, you'll get the largest and most reliable network at an unbeatable price. T-Mobile for Business. Visit T-MobileForBusiness.com to learn more.
To help keep your home up and running, the Home Depot has the appliance help you can count on. Download the Home Depot app or visit HomeDepot.com to search for savings on top brands like Samsung, with ratings and reviews to give you confidence, special buy savings, and free delivery. You'll get the appliances you need to keep your home running without even leaving home. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on purchases of $396 or more. Continental U.S. only.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Patty Rising along with Jeff Bell. It's 2:31.
CBS News special report. Protests are underway across the country. Tear gas being fired at protesters in Philadelphia. It comes after George Floyd's brother Terrence asked for peace on the streets of Minneapolis and elsewhere around the country.
Educate yourself! Educate yourself! Don't wait for somebody else to tell you who's who.
Floyd's death 1 week ago today while in police custody was a homicide, according to an autopsy commissioned by a doctor paid for by the family. That goes against the preliminary report from the county medical examiner. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany spoke on behalf of the president this afternoon.
The president has made clear that what we are seeing on America's streets is unacceptable. Violence, looting, anarchy, lawlessness are not to be tolerated.
24 states will get help on their streets by the National Guard. CBS News special report. I'm Matt Piper.
KCBS News Time, 2:32.
A caravan of some 20 vehicles made its way through the streets of Oakland at this hour in protest over the death of George Floyd. KCBS's Jeffrey Schaub reports from the Fruitvale BART station, site of the police killing of Oscar Grant in 2009.
When Oscar Grant was killed by BART police officer Johannes Messerly in 2009, it rocked the Bay Area and the nation. Protests rang out. 11 years later, the shooting of George Floyd at the hands of police has reopened those scars and much more.
We can't breathe when police terrorize our communities and treat us with indignities. We can't breathe because we are not free. We are not free.
Shireen Thomas and her granddaughter drove in the caravan.
People got to stop treating our people, black people, like we're scary because of the color of our skin. We're not scary, and I'm not scared of our people.
This was the second parade of vehicles through downtown Oakland in as many days. In Oakland, Jeffrey Schaub, KCBS.
How do you catch and prosecute some of the hundreds of looters who have targeted Bay Area businesses in recent days? That's the question that many are asking, and as KCBS's Matt Bigler reports, police in one East Bay city are urging business owners to install and register front-facing video cameras.
It's a scene playing out in cities across the Bay Area and the nation. Business windows smashed by looters, boarded up, and in some cases broken into again, like this Target store at the Bayfair Mall in San Leandro.
The shelves in the electronics department have been almost cleared out. There are items everywhere. The store is a shambles, and it looks like someone may have injured themselves while doing this because there are drops of blood on the floor.
I mean, I feel mad,
Javier works at the Chic shoe store next to Target, which was also targeted.
My income depends on this job, so now we're going to close for probably maybe a few weeks until they recover all the stuff.
While businesses focus on recovery, police are starting to compile evidence against the looters, and interim Oakland Police Chief Susan Mannheimer is urging companies to install front-facing cameras and register them with police.
We will not be accessing the video footage, but we will know you have a camera there should we need to access it, should your neighbor business be vandalized or victimized.
In the East Bay, Matt Bigler, KCBS.
Well, health professionals are raising concerns that those large-scale protest demonstrations could be serving to spread the coronavirus. More on that part of the story from our Jim Taylor.
For the most part, those protesters we see congregating in city streets across the country, they don't seem to be wearing masks.
The protests are completely understandable and justified, but when I see the protests and people aren't wearing masks, it scares the hell out of me.
Dr. Bob Wachter heads up the UCSF Department of Medicine, and just like watching those large holiday weekend gatherings in the Midwest, he and others are worried that all that crowding together will not bode well in the weeks to come. So Wachter and other academics are encouraging all of us to wear a mask all the time.
If you're in the house alone or you're with your family, you don't need to wear masks. When you go out of the house and are going to come in anywhere near other people, the evidence is crystal clear that if we were all wearing masks, the rate of spread of the virus would go down substantially. One of the simplest and most important things we can do.
Some docs are calling for mandatory face mask requirements nationwide. Jim Taylor, KCBS.
KCBS News Time 2:35. In less than 3 minutes, Kim Vestal's going to update an accident in Santa Rosa.
The voice of the unheard. This is Dave Ross on the CBS News Radio Network, presented by Capital One Bank. I spent the weekend watching cities, including my own, get trashed during protests against police violence. And at last night's protest in Seattle, I heard a debate break out among the demonstrators. A woman with a bullhorn was trying to get people to obey the curfew and go home.
We're protesting for a long time now. We want to show them that we are not violent. We're not trying to fight a riot.
But for a moment, it looked like the crowd might turn on her.
Do not go home scared. If they shoot at us, we fight back.
In the end, the crowd left relatively peacefully. There wasn't much more to loot anyway. I saw someone carrying a sign that said, "A riot is the language of the unheard." But the message it sends to people watching from home is that we need more cops, even if some of them turn out to be bad cops. The one happy moment was when volunteers showed up Sunday morning to clean up from the looting the night before. And I thought, imagine if instead of providing cover for looters, the protesters had come downtown carrying brooms and scrubbers along with their signs and scrubbed the city clean as an act of civic pride and also as a metaphor. People might even say, maybe the world is not such a dangerous place. But that didn't happen. What happened was they made people scared. And when people get scared, they tend to vote for law and order because they're seeing what happens without it. Dave Ross on the CBS News Radio Network.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open a new savings account with a rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Download your free window replacement guide from Marvin at replacementmadeeasy.com.
Investors want steady cash flow and safety. NRIA is making special accommodation to help at this time. Today, investors are extended a higher than normal 10% monthly payout return from our real estate-backed Class A buildings fund. You'll receive steady 10% monthly payments to your bank account, have real estate backing you, not just paper assets, and obtain returns with bonuses targeted at 18 to 21%. NRIA's 14-year track record and $850 million of new construction prime income producing property secures you. You can also use your 401k or IRA to invest for monthly cash flow right now. Get 10% monthly electronic cash flow with total yields to 18 to 21% right now. Call before this special offer is over. Call 201-210-2727. That's 201-210-2727. An offer to buy or sell any security is only made by our private placement memorandum. Read it first. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Returns are annualized. National is a real estate development firm. See us at nria.net.
Reopening San Francisco depends on you. By simply covering your nose and mouth with a mask or bandana and keeping your distance from others when you leave your home, you show your loved ones and your community that they can count on you. Together, let's safely reopen San Francisco.
Nothing says summer like grilling, and nothing says perfection like grilling on a Heston. Come see the Heston Living Suite on display and save up to $750 at the Heston Summer Grilling Event at Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill or at friedmansappliance.com.
KCBS News Time 2:38. Off to Santa Rosa we go for the latest installment of KCBS Traffic. Kim?
We've got a new accident on 101 in Santa Rosa. It's southbound before College Avenue. Watch out for two cars. Both vehicles did make it over to the right-hand shoulder. This update brought to you by Fix Auto Collision Centers. Also in Santa Rosa, a reportedly peaceful protest at Old Courthouse Square at Mendocino and Steele Lane has just wrapped up earlier this hour, but many of the protesters are now walking along southbound Mendocino Mendocino Avenue, so heads up there. And a similar situation going on in Walnut Creek, too. We mentioned an earlier protest, so Walnut Creek Police Department is monitoring about 150 peaceful protesters in the area of Ignacio Valley Road and North Main Street. That's a big crowd if you're in your car, so be on the lookout. A traffic accident can be a real headache, so let Fix Auto Collision Centers help. Fix Auto has locations throughout the Bay Area. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX to find the location nearest you. Fix Auto, the first words that should come to mind after an accident. Next update, 2:48 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Lovely afternoon. Sunny with seasonal temperatures. It's going to heat up big time tomorrow. 10 to 20 degrees above average, mid to upper 90s inland, upper 70s, mid 80s near the bay, and low 70s at the coast. Traffic and weather together on KCBS.
Things are far from business as usual, but the UPS store wants you to know that they're open and ready to help you with your small business needs any way they can during these difficult times. Visit theupsstore.com for locations and hours.
At Prime Mail Medical, they understand how frustrating it can be to experience difficulties in your intimate life. Their mission is to provide you the medical care you need for improved performance.
At Prime Mail Medical, we have virtually every medication known to man to help men. We specialize in treatments for ED and low T, and we have a 99% success rate. Most impotence problems can be treated in just one visit.
That's Dr. Robert Rowley from Prime Mail Medical.
We offer a variety of treatments, including high-dose sublingual lozenges, ultrasound-based shockwave therapy, and injectable therapies. We can also treat testosterone issues when needed.
Prime Mail Medical in the East Bay and San Francisco. Get your customized evaluation for just $99, which covers a full year of free visits, including a PSA test, testosterone test, and ultrasound. Call now, 415-761-4037, or go to primemailmedical.com. That's 415-761-4037.
It's time for the Xfinity Sports Flashback. This week in 1967, Minnesota Twins slugger Harmon Killebrew hit the longest home run in Twins history, sending a Lou Burdett pitch 520 feet into the second deck at Metropolitan Stadium. Although the old Met has been demolished in favor of a shopping mall, the seat that the ball struck is still on display next to a roller coaster inside the Mall of America. In 2009, at the age of 45, Giants lefty Randy Johnson won his 300th game, a 5-1 road victory over the Washington Nationals. In 2018, Warriors guard Steph Curry broke Ray Allen's NBA Finals record for most three-pointers with 9 in the Dubs' 122-103 Game 2 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers, lifting the defending champs to a 2-0 lead in the series as they chase their third title in 4 years. This sports flashback brought to you by Xfinity, reinventing entertainment so you can enjoy it your way. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
KCBS News Time, 2:43.
San Francisco's Botanical Garden is again able to welcome the public as part of the city's next COVID-19 reopening phase. KCBS's Carrie Hudasek stopped by to chat with visitors and to see what safety measures are now in place.
Quite a lot is blooming throughout the garden here at Golden Gate Park. When you're here, you'll have to wear a face mask and stand 6 feet apart. In addition to those rules,
we hope people will seek the garden to really feel better and for healing.
Stephanie Linder, who oversees the San Francisco Botanical Garden, says getting outside during this time of crisis can really help our mental state. She says if you plan to visit,
we are recommending advance ticket purchases.
She adds the capacity of people allowed inside the gardens will be monitored. Emily Beckman is here with her 3 kids and husband to take in the stunning views of the colorful shrubs and flowers on this sunny day.
It's a beautiful day. It just feels good to be outside, and it still feels really manageable and safe, so it still feels like we can really enjoy ourselves and move. So yeah, it's exciting, like it's hopeful, I guess, in these times.
At San Francisco's Botanical Garden, Carrie Hudasek, KCBS.
Major League Baseball players presented a counteroffer to the owners to start the season. Kevin will tell us about it in a minute.
Hey, it's Greg O'Donnell. You know, people like you are always calling my radio show and asking, is now the time to refinance? And if that's you, I've got great news. I can offer you a 30-year fixed, no cost at 3.5%. That's right, a 30-year fixed at 3.5% rate in APR. If you're looking to reposition, reduce, or eventually eliminate your debts, then call me at 866-496-2800. 2300, or go to my website, o'donnellfinancialgroup.com, and click on the Let's Talk link. For the past 33 years, I've been the Bay Area's personal, local, independent advisor, and I'd love to help you because planning is a process, not a product. 866-496-2300 or online at o'donnellfinancialgroup.com.
Licensed by Cal Bree, number 318011. NMLS, number 298004. APR 350. Not all applicants will qualify. Rates subject to change. Remember, you must have an income as defined by the IRS.
KCBS News Time, 2:45.
And coming up on KCBS.
I'm Kathy Novak with a look at how the pandemic is causing a shift in the way San Francisco tackles its homelessness crisis.
On we go to the KCBS Sports Line with Kevin the Rat. Back and forth in baseball.
It sure is, Patty. The Major League Baseball players have offered to play a 114-game season beginning June 30th, ending October 31st. That's more than the 82-game schedule the owners offered up. The players are willing to play doubleheaders, extend the expanded playoffs into next season as well, and be mic'd up during games. But they wanted to be paid the prorated portion of their regular salaries. Of course, the owners offered huge pay cuts, especially for those making the most money. The players say they would defer $100 million in salary if the playoffs had to be canceled. That would apply to players making $10 million plus. Meanwhile, the Washington Nats have changed course. They're telling their minor leaguers they'll receive their full weekly stipends of $400 through June. The team's decision comes after Nats, the team's major league players, would cover a planned cut in those $300. And Steve Kerr of the Warriors joined former NFL player Chris Long on Long's Green Light podcast talking about racial injustice. And both men said now is the time for white athletes to speak up. Long said, quote, "We need athletes to talk about this stuff. We need white voices. We need people to stand together right now and be on the same team and just call it for what it is." In sports, for whatever reason, there aren't a ton of white athletes who feel real comfortable doing that. That from Chris Long. He went on to say, who's going to be the first white franchise quarterback, a big name in our sport, that can move mountains to come out and talk about this stuff? Again, that from Chris Long on his Green Light podcast. On the sports deck, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
I feel like I'm being haunted by a pair of headphones. Everywhere I go is a creep. I hate feeling like I'm being watched. I downloaded DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy with DuckDuckGo.
This is Larry Fleck, owner of The Floor Store. All of us here are overjoyed to be open again. But you know who's really excited? Our in-house designers, because they can't wait to get back to helping you with your redecorating plans. So to help them help you, we're having a reopening sale. Up to 50% off store-wide, 24 months interest-free financing, and no sales tax. All in a clean and safe environment. Coming soon, our designers are waiting for you. Go to floorstores.com to find the nearest of our 9 showrooms. From Santa Rosa to San Jose. The Floor Store, your Bay Area flooring authority.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, over-designed, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 8855 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 8855. Enjoy.
KCBS traffic and weather together time. We start with traffic and on the roads watch for us this afternoon is Kim Bester. We're off to Oakland, Kim.
We've got an accident on 580, which is pretty quiet in both directions right now, but it is westbound before Grand Avenue. Second lane from the left is blocked, so traffic is just now starting to stack up behind it. Aside from that, 880 looks good. And this update brought to you by Hint Water. Chilton Autobody collision cam is also tracking a backup because of road work on northbound 880, leaving Fremont as you head towards Union City. It's under the limit between Dakota Road and Industrial Parkway. In the South Bay, Kcbs phone force says they just saw several law enforcement vehicles with lights and sirens at high speed traveling on Highway 17 between Camden and Hamilton. They're probably gone now, but we'll keep an eye on that, see where they may be headed. A lot of extra activity today. We're keeping a watch on all of that. The protests, many of them have been reportedly peaceful. We're watching Walnut Creek in Dublin. A big crowd expected at 3:30 this afternoon. Hint is pure water infused with surprisingly true fruit flavors, including watermelon, blackberry, and cherry. No sugar, no sweeteners, no calories. Available in your local grocery store or at drinkhint.com. Hint, water with a touch of true fruit flavor. Next update, 2:58 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
6-day Bay Area weather forecast. We've got a little mini heat wave. It's starting today. Tomorrow you'll feel it. Mid to upper 90s inland, upper 70s to mid 80s near the bay, low 70s at the coast. Wednesday temperatures will peak. Inland highs, we're talking upper 90s to low 100s. Temperatures will slowly cool Thursday and Friday, with a chance of some showers back in the forecast for the weekend. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time 2:51.
Tom Lippy and Kathy Whitman are editing this Monday afternoon. If you live in San Francisco, you might have noticed more tents in the streets since the beginning of the shelter-in-place order. This week in our series, Place to Shelter, we'll be looking at how the pandemic is changing the city's response to homelessness. In part one, KCBS reporter Kathy Novak tags along with outreach workers from the community organization Glide.
What's your name again? Felony.
Felony Castro is a familiar face for people living in these tent encampments.
Oh, can I have a bottle of water? Yeah. Please.
She delivers meals, water, and harm reduction supplies from Glide's mobile outreach van.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good day.
Also, some extra items specific to the times.
And we do have masks. We pass out masks. If you look back there, we have a couple gallons of hand sanitizer. Hold on, you gotta remember our mask.
People ask for clean needles, hygiene kits. Others aren't home.
There's people at each end of the block, and in the middle of the block, there's a bunch of tents, so I know they're not there during the day because they all work.
You have kids?
Sion knows how quickly someone can become homeless.
No parent should have to bury their child.
He says when his 4-year-old died, he couldn't focus, quit his retail job, and eventually lost his home. The pandemic has made things worse.
Feels like I'm in a movie.
Shelters have reduced capacity for social distancing.
There are certain hotels that are being opened up, but that process takes time as well because the first homeless that are allowed inside are the homeless that are officially infected with the COVID-19.
Tonight, he'll sleep in a doorway.
Somebody as healthy as me, I'll be the last on the list.
Advocates want more hotel rooms for people like Sion. The city is also experimenting with sanctioned tent encampments, and it's leaving the tents on the streets alone, saying the CDC advises dispersing them risks spreading the virus.
Now, when they're doing some alternative things, I wonder if there's a thought that, well, what if this works? You know, because if it works, then you kind of have to have an exit plan. And I don't know that there's been any thought that far ahead.
That's one of the questions we'll be exploring all this week as we examine how the pandemic is affecting this city's approach to homelessness. Tomorrow,
this area has just become a complete containment zone.
The crises converge in the Tenderloin. In San Francisco, Kathy Novak, KCBS.
Well, Pride Month is here, and it's led one major candy brand to change its stripes. CBS News correspondent Diane King Hall explains.
Skittles is ditching the rainbow and letting Pride Month provide the visuals. The fruit-flavored candy is going colorless for LGBTQ Pride this month, saying that, quote, only one rainbow matters during Pride. The poppable sweet treats will still taste the same. For every pack sold, Skittles will donate $1 to LGBTQ advocacy group GLAAD.
That's Diane King Hall. Well, as Europe slowly emerges from the coronavirus pandemic, some of the top museums globally are reopening to flaunt their riches today. In the Netherlands, the intimate gaze of the girl with the pearl earring can startle and entice visitors again. In Spain, the rusty maze of steel sheets by Richard Serra is a wonderland for any art lover. And at the Vatican Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo's creation of Adam can drop jaws once again. Some gains for stocks today. We have Jason Brooks on the Money Watch.
Zoom stock got a big boost after a Rosenblatt Securities client note hiked the firm's price target by $55 to $150. That's still well below Zoom's current trading level, but it's above the street average for the San Jose firm, which plans to strengthen encryption on video calls made by paying clients and institutions such as schools, but not for users of its free accounts. Privacy advocates are criticizing the move and say Zoom should provide full encryption to every meeting. But Zoom's stock was a clear winner today, up almost 14%. Overall, the stock market started out June on a positive note, with the Dow gaining 91 points to 25,475, the Nasdaq up 62 points to 95.52, and the S&P gained 11 points to 30.55. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
Termites, maybe not really on your mind. Maybe you've been putting off calling even though you know you have an infestation. Termite swarming season is here. The impact that those little devils have could seriously damage your home. This is Joe Starkey. Pacific Coast Termite has already been to my home, and I'm telling you, we needed it. And not only did we need it, we found out places we needed it we didn't even think we needed it. It was an amazing experience, and I can't tell you how valuable it has been to my family and our house. Pacific Coast Termite uses orange oil, no fumigation to force you to bag your food, protect your pets, or move out of your home for a few days. Pacific Coast Termite is a trusted company, and they've been with KCBS for many years and are A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. If you call now, you get 10% off termite treatments. They also do apartment buildings, businesses, and restaurants. Have you noticed rodents? Yikes. Pacific Coast Termite takes care of that problem, too. Call 800-PACIFIC. 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-722-4342 or PacificCoastTermite.com.
Multiplying Good has launched the 1 in a Million Awards campaign to recognize people who are making a difference through service during this hard time. Celebrate the restaurant owner delivering free meals to the homeless, the neighbor ordering food for the elderly, the student making signs to encourage our first responders. Anyone who is leaning in to help can receive this award. Nominate someone today at sanfrancisco.multiplyinggood.org. Help recognize the millions who are powering service to others.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
2:58. Time again for KCBS traffic. We have a big rig problem on 880 in San Leandro. Kim, tell us more.
Well, traffic is starting to back up in the southbound direction in San Leandro. It's southbound 880 at Llewellyn. Accident involving a big rig and another vehicle. The right lane is blocked. I can see it's already backed up almost to Marina Boulevard. In Oakland, we have a backup as well because of a crash westbound 580 before Grand Avenue. Fortunately, no lanes are blocked there, but still a minor backup. And hearing from the KCBS Waze Force about a new backup in Berkeley behind a crash on westbound Interstate 80 on the East Shore Freeway. It's before Ashby Avenue, and the Waze Force is telling us the second lane from the left is blocked. Also some activity on the right-hand shoulder there. And we're watching a big crowd gather in Walnut Creek, protesters at the corner of Civic and North Main chanting peacefully, about 400 people. So if you're not involved in that protest and don't want to get caught in the crowd, you might want to avoid that area. Your next update at 3:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Today starts off cooling. No, not a cooling trend. The opposite, a heating trend, a little maybe baby heat wave. We saw temperatures, they're a little bit warmer today than they were yesterday, and they're really going to pop tomorrow. We're talking mid to upper 90s inland, upper 70s to mid 80s near the bay, and low 70s at the coast. Wednesday, warmer still. Inland highs, upper 90s to up and over 100. Then things will start to cool off. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. It's Monday, June 1st, 2020. Coming up.
I'm Jim Taylor. Governor Gavin Newsom delivers a message of solidarity with protesters.
This is Matt Bigler in Hayward, where a suspect is shot by police who were responding to reports of drugstore looting.
Good afternoon. I'm Patty Rising with Jeff Bell. CBS News covers the world next.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1. San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, a radio.com station.
3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
I'm Matt Piper in New York. Protesters are taking to the streets once again in major cities, coast to coast at this hour, from Washington to Durham, North Carolina.
Black Lives Matter. And this has to change. This has to change.
The country's bracing for another night of potentially heated demonstrations, though that is exactly what George Floyd's brother Terrence says he does not want to see.
In every case of police brutality, the same thing has been happening. Y'all protest, y'all destroy stuff, and if they don't move, you know why they don't move? Because it's not their stuff, it's our stuff. So they want us to destroy our stuff.
Independent autopsy findings released by the Floyd family today say his death was a homicide. And this just in, the Hennepin County Medical Examiner has also just said that Floyd's death was indeed a homicide. That contradicts its own preliminary report just days ago. Family attorney Benjamin Crump.
For George Floyd, the ambulance was his hearse.
A curfew goes into effect in 1 hour in Washington, D.C., and right now, active duty Army soldiers are rolling in to protect the White House.
Outside the White House, demonstrators gathered for a fourth day in a row.
We're all just people, and we just want to be treated equally.
Inside the White House, President Trump demanded a more aggressive response from the nation's governors to address protests that have turned violent. CBS News obtained audio from that call.
You have to dominate. If you don't dominate, you're wasting your time. They're going to run over you. You're going to look like a punching jerk.
That's correspondent Natalie Brand. Louisville's police chief Steve Conrad has been fired. It comes after it was announced that no body camera footage was available from the shooting of David McAtee. McAtee, the owner of a barbecue restaurant in western Louisville, was shot and killed by law enforcement officers early this morning. A staggering new number out today on the number of people who have died in nursing homes from the coronavirus.
At least a quarter of the COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. have been in nursing homes, according to a new report, even as coronavirus restrictions continue to ease. Figures provided to the nation's governors suggest nearly 26,000 nursing home residents have died from COVID-19. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports more than 60,000 cases of the illness among people living in nursing homes and assisted living facilities. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
It was a good day on Wall Street. The Dow gaining 91 points, NASDAQ up 62 points today, the S&P gaining 11. This is CBS News.
These are challenging times, and Rocket Mortgage is prepared to help. If you need mortgage assistance, contact their team 24/7 at rocketmortgage.com. Rocket Mortgage is with you.
It's 3:03 at the Bay Area's news station KCBS. A sunny and very seasonal day, but look out, it's going to get hot tomorrow and Wednesday. Good afternoon. I'm Patty Rising along with Jeff Bell. Here's what's happening.
Patty, a peaceful kneel-in demonstration at the steps of San Francisco City Hall today. As KCBS's Margie Schaefer reports, a 2.5-hour midday demonstration was in marked contrast to the rioting and the violence of recent nighttime protests around the Bay Area. Margie.
Well, that's right, Jeff, and it was very well attended. About 1,000 masked people joined in the peaceful demonstration, which featured music and dancing, something Felicia Jones with Wealth and Disparity Justice for Mario Wood said was good for the soul. In memory of George Floyd and other black men and women who have lost their lives, she led a moment of silence.
Kneeling, as I look around, kneeling, everybody on the outside, you hear my voice.
Actor Jamie Foxx had a message for his Hollywood friends to not sit back and tweet and text, but to get out in the community and be seen at demonstrations.
After all of this, and this is going to die down, it's just inevitable. The work is still there to be done.
Faith leaders prayers were said by faith leaders, and San Francisco's London Breed said she is the mayor, but she is a black woman first.
I am angry. I am hurt. I am frustrated. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't want to see one more black man die at the hands of law enforcement.
And to the people who are using the movement to push violence and go after black people, she told them, don't get it twisted. Reporting live, Margie Schaefer, KCBS.
Thank you, Margie. From a Sacramento church, Governor Newsom is delivering a message of solidarity with those protesting in the streets of cities, big and small. KCBS's Jim Taylor reports.
The governor telling those in the streets he feels their pain.
People have lost patience because they haven't seen progress.
Governor Newsom saying the demonstrations we're seeing, not the fault of the black community, but rather the fault of the rest of society.
We better start listening. We better start hearing people. We better own up to our own responsibility, own accountability that led to this moment. Society becomes how we behave. We are our behaviors.
While expressing solidarity with the demonstrators, he also says,
the looting, the violence, the threats against fellow human beings, that has no place in this state and in this nation. We as a society need to call that out.
And to that end, units of the National Guard remain deployed at the ready. Jim Taylor, KCBS.
A confrontation between suspected looters and police turned violent early this morning in Hayward. As Matt Bigler reports, the officer-involved shooting is now under investigation.
It was around 4 a.m. when the Hayward Police Department received a call about looting at the CVS drugstore at Mission and Harder. Officers responded and came in contact with 4 suspected looters, and that's when things turned violent.
During the contact, officers discharged their service weapon, and we have a total of 4 in custody. One of them was transported to the hospital and treated for minor injuries and is in custody now.
Officer Claudia Mao with Hayward Police says it's not known what led up to the officers opening fire.
Trying to get the timeline and, surveillance and body-worn camera, so all of that's still getting looked into.
This was one of several incidents of looting in Hayward last night, including a gun store that was targeted. The owner of Richardson Tactical tells us that a gang of looters used a vehicle to smash down a metal gate and steal merchandise. In Hayward, Matt Bigler, KCBS.
Meanwhile, some news from Walnut Creek. The police department says to avoid the downtown area, one gathering is underway, and officials say they've spotted social media posts calling for violence and looting. Our own Megan Goldsby is en route to the scene, and we are going to be hearing from her a little bit later on. By the way, if you need to keep updated about the rapidly changing developments all over the Bay Area, visit kcbsradio.com. We are live blogging about the various curfew orders and providing a visual gallery of what's happening locally. Just ahead on KCBS, residents of one local city want to head home before sundown.
Speaking of heading home or heading elsewhere around the Bay Area, let's get you up to date on the traffic around the Bay. Kim Vestal, you have news on trouble in 880 or on 880 at the East Bay.
We have a couple of good-sized backups on 8 directions right now. This update brought to you by DuckDuckGo Privacy. First of all, San Leandro are really jammed up behind a crash southbound 880 at Llewellyn involving a big rig and a car. We're getting word now the 2 right lanes are blocked, so that's why it's bumper to bumper from before Marina Boulevard. That's a good-sized jam. And we've got roadwork delays in the other direction between Fremont and Union Union City northbound between Dakota Road and Industrial Parkway. And we also have a backup in Berkeley, westbound Interstate 80 before Ashby Avenue. A car that has just been cleared from the lane. So that backup westbound on Interstate 80 should start to dissipate shortly. Getting word to a delay in Marin County. We're looking at Smart Train 221, delayed about 20 minutes. San Rafael Station in the northbound direction. Medical emergency, reportedly a person possibly on the track. So we're keeping a watch on that. Of course, a big crowd in Walnut Creek, over 400 people. So far peaceful, but we'll keep a watch on that. And of course, we've got Megan out there reporting live. And if you want the same internet but more privacy, DuckDuckGo's got you covered. They help millions of people like you get privacy online without any trade-offs. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers all for free. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Next update, 3:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Well, the weather has been all over the place lately. Definitely warmer today than yesterday and more sunshine in a lot of spots. And then we have downright heat tomorrow. Upper 90s, mid to upper 90s, inland upper 70s, mid 80s near the bay, low 70s by the coast. And then Wednesday is going to be the peak of this heat wave. Inland highs upper 90s to up and over 100. Traffic and weather together on KCBS.
In that tiny little corner of South America that reaches east toward Africa is Paraíba, Brazil.
Aitor Dimas Barbosa knew there was treasure hidden in Paraíba.
And he was determined to find it.
But not even Barbosa was prepared for the wonder he found in 1989.
10,000 times more rare than a diamond.
And they are dazzling.
Neon turquoise.
Neon green.
And neon blue.
10,000 times more rare than a diamond.
If you ever see one, you'll never forget it.
See one.
At Shreve & Company.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is proud to announce no contact full-service junk removal.
How does it work?
When our truck team arrives at the home, they'll pick up the junk from wherever the customer decided to put it.
But what if it's still in the home?
Our healthy, happy truck team will only touch the junk they're hauling away, and they never get closer than 6 feet from the customer.
Your home will feel big, clean, and open.
When you want junk to disappear, call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Did you know that the IRS has been in lockdown? As IRS employees get back to work, they're facing a huge backlog, which could cause you more grief and frustration than ever. Don't get IRS stress. Get IRS help from Larry Stevens and Perfect Tax Resolution. Are you the target of an IRS audit? Have they levied your bank account? Is the IRS garnishing your paycheck? Larry Stevens has over 35 years of experience in dealing with the IRS. If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS, Larry Stevens may be able to settle your IRS tax debt for pennies on the dollar. The coming months may be the ideal time to make settlement offers. Now is the best time to stop your IRS stress. Get IRS help from Larry Stevens and Perfect Tax Resolution. They can talk to you right now and schedule your free consultation at their offices in the Bay Area or Modesto. Call 209-IRS-HELP. They will be glad to help you. Call 209-IRS-HELP. You'll be glad you did. Call Larry Stevens and Perfect Tax Resolution at 209-IRS-HELP.
KCBS News Time, 3:12.
The 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew remains in place in San Francisco tonight. As KCBS's Kathy Novak reports, the police chief says he will continue to advise the mayor to leave the curfew in place until order is restored in the city.
As an African-American police chief, Bill Scott says he shares the emotion surrounding George Floyd's death and knows there's a lot of work to be done in policing in this country.
I understand what got us here, believe me, and many of my colleagues, including our sheriff, understand that as well. But we need the public to do the right thing, stay inside, please abide by the curfew order so we can get back to normal, so our mayor can make the decision to lift the restrictions when we have order in our city.
87 people were arrested Sunday night for violating the curfew. Chief Scott says a loaded firearm and explosives were recovered from some of the people. The state sent more than 200 officers as reinforcements after police were overwhelmed on Saturday night.
We saw a van passing out bricks to throw at officers on Saturday night.
For the many people who are out protesting peacefully, Fire Chief Janine Nicholson has this reminder.
Please remember, during this time, there is still a COVID pandemic out there. So please wear your masks, practice social distancing, and take care of yourselves and one another.
In San Francisco, Kathy Novak, KCBS.
KCBS News Time, 3:13.
It's one thing to be stuck in your house due to COVID-19. It's another thing to be stuck with a house. We've got good news for homeowners listening throughout the Bay Area. John Buys Bay Area Houses is still buying houses. More importantly, we offer sellers a completely virtual selling process that maintains social distancing standards. Sell your home now. Call John today and get a cash offer in just 7 minutes. Call 510-426-7000. Can't collect rent? Not a problem. We buy My Tenant Won't Pay Me the Rent houses as well as vacant houses. We buy houses as is and in any condition. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call John Buys Bay Area Houses today at 510-426-7000. Sell your home now. Call John today and get a cash offer in just 7 minutes. Call 510-426-7000. That's 510-426-7000. 510-426-7000.
A better tomorrow starts today with Wendy's breakfast. A tomorrow that says Bay can, not Bay can't. Here we do not ask what will tomorrow hold, but rather what will you hold tomorrow. A breakfast baconator, a honey butter chicken biscuit, a sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, a frosty chino. Buy any of these 4 Wendy's breakfast favorites and get another for just $1. Tomorrow's looking good.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with combo or any other offer.
For the ones we trust to always be there. For the ones caring for others. For the ones who keep things going, no matter where they are. In extraordinary times, extraordinary people step up, like the ones standing guard and standing on the front lines, and the ones who are staying apart while still working together. With your efforts, we will get through this. We're grateful for all you do. Visit Grainger.com for resources that can help as you create your recovery plan. Grainger, for the
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. You'll proudly mow the lawn. Ask if anybody noticed you mowed the lawn. Tell people to stay off the lawn. Compare it to your neighbor's lawn. And complain about having to mow the lawn again. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive.